And hello everybody. It's been a while since I last posted a video, especially one to do with time stories. But I've been interested in getting back into it, especially this one, because it looks like it's all themed on ancient Egypt, which is a favorite subject of mine. Now, full disclosure, I did start this one, didn't get very far in it. I basically followed a character a little ways. I didn't even finish that storyline. So there is a tiny itty bitty bit that I'm familiar with. However, since that was a while ago now, I've decided to just start over from scratch. So this is a restart of this particular scenario. And since it's been a while since I last played, it might take me a little while to get back into it. I pretty much remember how all the rules and stuff work. So hopefully I won't make too many mistakes, but we'll see. I've got the 2 cubes that are carried over from previous adventures. Still have no idea what these are for, or how many of them there are meant to be. I've done a pretty thorough search through all of the previous adventures, and even afterwards I went through the item cards to see what I didn't get. And as far as I can tell, these are the only 2 cubes. I don't know if there's another one in this adventure. Hopefully I'm able to find it. I guess we'll see. But, so yeah, it'd be kind of nice to get back into doing this. I got everything set up. So, as usual, starting one of these adventures means reading through the base cards. So, I'll get into all the extra bits later, because they're kind of described in the base cards. So, let's see what this one's all about. As usual, you start with card A, and you work your way down for the base. Only for the base. The other stuff works a little bit differently. So, anyway. Okay. When you enter the transfer room, you're greeted with Laura's voice. Ah, Egypt. How lucky you are. If I could, I would gladly join you on your mission. The Egypt of the pharaohs, the pyramids, and the mysteries of the Nile. It's terribly exciting, and so romantic at the same time. That being said, from what I understand from Bob, your trip is going to be far from a relaxing day. Let's now progress through B to H in order. Start with Bob. Agents, the situation is dire. Our surveillance units have detected a temporal anomaly on November 29th, 1922, the day of the opening of the tomb of King Tut by archaeologist Howard Carter. Unlike what was recorded in history, the pharaoh's funeral mask was missing. The tomb had been looted. Our calculations are clear. The Cyans have sent agents to undertake the theft. Your year and transfer location is 1146 BC in Thebes in Upper Egypt, a few days after the theft of the mask. This date is the only window of opportunity available after the temporal insertion of the Cyans. So the Cyans were introduced last adventure, or maybe the one before, I can't remember. No, last adventure. There's the fantasy one. They're apparently a rival time-traveling organization who may or may not actually be the good guys. That was a little unclear. So, hopefully you learn a little bit more about the Cyans and what their actual deal is. But anyway, so yeah, apparently this is actually Earth. It's not an alternate world or another world that has like a Egyptian style culture to it, like with the fantasy one that was actually set on a completely different planet. This is more what I thought Time Stories was going to be about, traveling back and forward in Earth's history and future, not other planets. That was a little weird. But I guess it's kind of the only way you could do actual fantasy with magic and monsters and such. But anyway. Although there have been monsters in the actual historic ones, so I mean, they could have just done it as historic fantasy on Earth, but I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, 1146 BC in Thebes, Upper Egypt. Where we're going. Once in location, to find the grave robbers, they must have been used as receptacles by the Cyans, and used their knowledge to find that famous mask. One important detail. It was anointed with a poison, which is behind the legendary curse of the tomb of King Tut. This unguent has no doubt evaporated during the theft. You must therefore find King Tut's mask and anoint it with black henbane before placing the whole thing back into the tomb of the defunct pharaoh. Not easy, but I'm sure you'll pull it off. I'll leave you with Sam. Okay, so that's something I don't remember from last time. I guess I just kind of, I don't know, skipped over it or wasn't quite paying attention. So I'm not just trying to find the mask, I'm also trying to find the black henbane poison. Okay. The droid appears behind you. Agents, greetings. Always happy to see you. Let me show you the 3 statistics of your receptacles. On this mission, your receptacles will have the following statistics: agility, charisma, and strength. A few important points. Some receptacles are linked to tokens. Only these receptacles can reach the cards whose backs show that token symbol. Only these receptacles can reach the cards whose backs show that token symbol. Okay. When an element shows X, it must be discarded after use. Be good. I'll have to follow your adventures, but you weren't as brilliant as usual last time. I think things went reasonably well last time, from what I remember, which isn't much, but still. A few words on the situation at the location, and you'll be ready for 1146 BC Thebes. The Valley of Kings is forbidden to anyone who isn't allowed there, and it's the Magi, the Nubian elite army, who are tasked with enforcing that decree. When changing locations, you will end up face to face with a troop of Magi each time your starting or arrival point is a location found on the west bank of Thebes, and the time captain rolls a 1 or a 3 on the die. Place the Magi card face down, Codex 1. That should be that one. Reveal this card if you arrive at or leave a location on the west bank and the time captain rolls a 1 or a 3. That's what that symbol means. So there must be more locations on the west bank. At the moment, there's only one. Ancient Egypt didn't have coins. Egyptians therefore used barter, based on 2 counting units. A bag of grains, which are brown tokens, which is used as a salary and as a ration by bureaucrats. And the deben, yellow tokens, which is about 90 grams of gold. For this mission, 1 deben is worth 5 bags of grain. Place the barter card face up on Codex 2. There you go, 5 brown tokens equals 1 yellow token, and vice versa. It's possible to trade with a reserve according to this rate in order to get the tokens desired. If an item has a barter value, you can discard X. It to gain the indicated amount. Oh, so you can actually sell items that have a value. Okay. Another thing that should make you happy for this mission, you were able to put at your disposal an ITD, Instantaneous Transfer Device. One shaped like a wasp. As you have learned at the Academy, the ITD allows you to change receptacles during the course of your mission. It's extremely hungry when it comes to energy consumption. Thus, you won't be able to use it forever. But the tool can be key to successfully completing your investigation. Use it well. For the ITT to work, the mind of a person is required to be receptive to it. You'll know you'll be able to perform a transfer when the icon shown here is depicted on a receptacle you encounter. Read the ITT card out loud and place it face up on Codex 3. Place 5 blue tokens on the spaces shown above, or 6 with 3 players. I guess technically I'm playing as 4. So... Oh, it says specifically 3 players. Is that meant to be 3 or more, or just 3? Or 3 or fewer? Okay, well, let's just go with 5. Oops. The ACD is available for the entire group, and any agent can use it at any point, as long as tokens are still available. To change your receptacle, you must be on the same space as the new receptacle, then pay 1 blue token. Discard your current receptacle, and take the indicated item. The latter has all their health, and adds to their possessions and items and inventory of the previous receptacle. The ITD refreshes between runs. The new receptacle inherits the items and inventory of the previous one, plus adds their own. And it refreshes between runs. So yeah, once you've used up all the tokens, you can't swap again. Now, take your places in your caissons. You will be on your way to the new empire under the rule of Ramses V, crowned pharaoh only 2 years ago. Good luck to you all, and watch out for sunburns. So place the item cards face down in their space. Place the 4 plan cards. The group token is placed on in a felucca, the area that you'll arrive, which is this little boat here. Set the time token to 30, or 35 if you only have 3 agents. Okay, so yeah, it must be, I guess, minimum of 3 players for this game. Right, yeah, you're supposed to play with all 4 or 3, with bonuses if you're only playing with 3. Yeah, that's right. This game cannot be played with 2 players or solo. Well, I guess characters. Technically, if you have 2 players, each player can take on 2 characters. Or like what I'm doing, you can play solo and play all 4 characters at once. So yeah, 4 or 3. So place it on 30. The 3 mission successful failed cards on a dedicated space face down, and refresh the tokens on the ITD. Now, choose a receptacle. Don't forget to place their life points and inventory on the card. Keep the icon reference card close at hand. Choose who the time captain will be. Doesn't matter. There's 1 player. This person closes the base and places those cards next to the board and opens the in a felucca area. Time captain reads card A out loud, and this is how the adventure begins. Okay, I don't think there's any of these that I need to hold on to. Any reference rules seem to be on the cards themselves, or on the codex cards. So I don't need any of these. So these can all be set aside. I guess I can put them back into here. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right. So let's put that back in here. I might as well grab this while I'm in here. Okay. All right, so let's do a little introduction for the receptacles. Again, I've already got their life and starting. I think each have one ground resource, one money, one bag of grain. So here we have Amat the soldier. Obviously, he is the strongest of the group. He's the fighter. The combat stats are not the same as the other adventures, so this probably is not going to be a combat-heavy adventure. I think it's going to be more investigative, like the first one, Asylum. But Amat is one of the Magi, the elite Nubian soldiers paid by the city of Thebes and under the orders of the pharaoh to watch over and control the Valley of Kings. He's just come back from a few days of leave. Amat has seen everything, has lived through everything, and isn't shy with his anecdotes. Yes, he rambles a bit. So he ignores one skull whenever he rolls dice. And each time combat shows that symbol, which I believe is ranged combat. Or is that the Magi symbol? No, it's not the Magi symbol. Well, each time combat shows that symbol, and that can cancel it. So, again, you can just kind of walk away from certain combats. Yeah, I thought there's something going different. There's there's like melee combat and ranged combat. Maybe that's a thing for later. I can't remember. But anyway, right. So yeah, he can avoid that combat. Then we have Ajib, who is a scribe. Ajib has been mandated to investigate corruption among the administration. His investigations must begin with the interrogation of a certain Hakaib, an architect. Ajib is meticulous and always weighs the pros and cons before acting. He also knows how to read and write. So he comes with a little language thingy that allows for translation of simple hieroglyphics into letters. He also gets this. Place the token shown directly on his card. The token can be used only by this receptacle, and is discarded if this receptacle ever leaves play. He gets the 4 black. Which has to do with him finding this architect guy. So he already kind of has a quest to find someone. A personal quest. Then we have Nefret, the priestess of Thoth. Nefret is an Oabam, a doctor priest attached to the cult of Thoth. She heals the aristocracy and the Theban nobility. The medicine she practices, the Oab, is based on religion and on sacred medical texts, as her power to heal comes from her god. Nefret is very attentive, and she fears conflict situations. So she's the healer of the group. It's extraordinarily expensive healing. So yeah, for 1 time unit, she can restore 2 to receptacle present on her space. For 3, grants 1 health to receptacle who has just died. This ability may not be used on herself, so she can save people who die. Very strong healer type. And finally, Tefnut, the priestess of Ra. Tefnut is the priestess of Ra, the sun god, and officiates in the temple of Heliopolis, the capital of the kingdom built by Ramses II. He was visiting Thebes to meet with the Theban administration in order to raise a new temple dedicated to the sun god. Tefnut is frank and impatient. She does not hesitate to take the lead and impose her opinion. So for one extra time unit, that adds 2 successes to a test made by another player present in the same space. It must be used before the die roll. It's like a gamble, kind of. And before she makes a charisma roll, which she is the best at, Tata can choose the result of one of the dice she rolls. So she's very good support and talking to people. So basically got 2 characters that are good at information and communication. And I've got 2 characters that are more support, an actual fighter and a healer. And those are the 4 receptacles. There's no choice. There's no additional ones that you pick from. It is just these 4 that you start with. Probably because you swap out during the course of the game. You don't need extras. You get extras as you play. Alright, so we start in a felucca. Oh, and I apologize for the pronunciation of any of these Egyptian words. I'm doing my best, but I know that I'm probably going to fumble a lot of it. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so this goes out to here. Okay. So this has an exclamation mark symbol, which means mandatory. At least one member of the party must go to the space when the location is first entered. I have to send someone here. Well, fortunately, 4 locations, 4 characters. I can send one to each and cover all the bases. There is a little something that I know about this that, well, unfortunately, previous experience. So I do know, I know 2 of the cards. I can't remember the other ones. But anyway, start by reading card 8. The heat is overwhelming. The air is suffocating, unbreathable. You're on board a felucca. The slight current of the Nile compensates for the lack of wind and moves your boat forward. On the eastern shore, the majestic city of Thebes is exposed before your eyes, impressive in its size. It strongly contrasts with the western shore, where the rocky desert shows nothing but a disarming tonal shift. Sitting at the steering bar, a boatman leads the boat. To port, a boy gazes upon the desert, lost in thought. In the center, you see an abnormally large insect flying around the felucca's mast. And to starboard, a woman is feeding her child. So I guess I have to send someone to investigate the giant murder hornet. Special note. Once you leave the felucca, it will not be possible for you to board it again during this run. Once disembarked from the felucca, to cross the Nile, you must use the barge set up by the Thebes administration. Each crossing of the Nile adds 1 time unit to the time captain die. So, the map starts with a bunch of locations on the eastern bank. There's only the one King Tut's tomb over here, and it's guarded by the Magi. This guy has a quest to find an architect, and she kind of, it's not exactly a quest, but there's a text in here about her wanting to go to the administration to ask about building a temple. These 2 don't really have quests, they just kind of exist. Now, since it seems like soldiers are going to be most used on the western bank, I'm thinking that I might swap out Amat and Nefret. Because I won't be going to the West Bank right off the bat. I think I want to do this part first. Although now that I'm thinking about it, maybe going to King Tut's tomb would be a good idea. Just to investigate the scene of the crime. In fact, I might do that. Last time I went onto the Eastern Bank and did some stuff there, so maybe I'll leave that for later. And so maybe I'll go to King Tut's tomb first. Maybe I want to keep these guys and, well, his ability to translate language could be useful. Tefnut I might swap out. I can't imagine her talking to a lot of people. And her thing about talking to the administration sounds like an East Bank kind of thing. So I might swap her. And maybe the medic? It sucks to get rid of someone that can heal and bring people back, but the fact that it costs time units to do so kind of sucks. So anyway, the reason why I'm trying to figure this out is because I know that these two are people I can transfer into. Now, I'm not sure I need to do both. So I'll give you an idea of what I mean, but I know for certain that I want to transfer into the kid. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Tefnut in here and get her to transfer over. As far as the mandatory thing goes, I might put him. But who do I want to swap out? Okay. I'm going to keep him because of his language. So let's put him there. So I guess the question is, I think he's going to be of the most use because he is Medjay. He will probably help with being able to deal with this if it comes up. So I think I want to keep him, which means that I guess I'm going to swap out the two ladies. Okay, let's see how this goes. So, one character in each location. Let's flip them over. Let's see what we can do. Oh, and I need to remember that I am keeping notes. So this is in a Luca. Oops. A looks like it's one I don't have to come back to. B. Well, let's do these in order. Okay, so the guy steering the boat leaves the city on the decline. The city is corroded by greed and thirst for power. Ramses the Great had understood that by taking its title of capital away and giving it to Pi Ramses in Lower Egypt. Here we are. Should I drop you off on the West Bank or the East one? So that's just a little bit of descriptive text, so I won't need to go back and talk with him again. The kid. I'm from Oawet in Tasseti. I'm coming to Thebes to join the community of the Set Ma'at artisans. My training with my uncle is now over, and I've come to demonstrate my skill to the servants of Set Ma'at, tasked with building the tombs of the pharaohs. So taking him the tomb seems like a good idea, because he seems to have knowledge about how they're made. There's also this place, the Set Ma'at, which is where he wants to go. So I'm thinking we take the kid to here and then to the tomb. The only thing is that I'm not sure which side of the Nile this is supposed to be on. It's kind of in the middle. So does it count the same? Hmm. I'm going to assume that this counts the same as the Felucca because it's not. It specifically says you're traveling from a location from the east to the west. It doesn't say anything about middle. So I'm going to say that this is a bridge point between the two. I don't know. I need to check on that. Actually, probably should have done that, but anyway. So this is swap for item number 1, which I will do, but I'll come back to that in a moment. All right, for the mandatory one, you step closer to the Felucca's mast. An enormous wasp seems to freeze as you approach. You even wonder if it isn't staring at you. Then, after a few seconds of hesitation, it rushes at you and lands on your shoulder. Here's the ITD that will follow the party for the whole adventure. So, yay. It's mandatory, so I have to do it. It's kind of a waste, but whatever. But C is... Oops. Is mandatory, but doesn't really do anything. And then D is... my travels are finally at an end. I will stay in Thebes for 3 years, if the venerable Isis so allows me, in order to feed the newborn child of a family in the high aristocracy. The city seems magnificent. I'm anxious to take care of that child. So this is a swap for item 2. So it seems like she wants to work for aristocracy. She might be more of an East Bank kind of thing. But again, because I can't come back here, I might want to pick her up now. I can take her with me. Because I have a feeling that even though these are probably going to take a fair amount of time units to do, I will probably have enough to be able to visit both of these locations and then jump back over and do some searching over here. It kind of depends on where this leads to, if anywhere. But I have a feeling I might need some stuff before I can get very far into King Tut's tomb. In fact, it might even just be a dead-end area. I do not know. Okay, but I am going to do some swappage. So, Theft Note is out. Actually, I don't think I need this for now. And I'm exchanging her for item 1. Unis, the artisan. I disappointed my uncle by refusing to help him in his woodworking shop in Lower Nubia. But I heard the call of the Set Ma'at, the place of truth. This call demands a response. I'm there to present myself to the tomb's scribe, and I will succeed at the trial in order to join the Brotherhood. I will thus spend my life decorating the tombs of the ruling pharaohs. So green 2. Place the token shown here directly on the card. Only be used, blah blah. So yeah, green 2. And he only has 2 health. 2 health and 1 defense. Yeesh. So I'm assuming his inventory doesn't get... I'm sorry, his money doesn't get added to what was already there? Or does it? Does he come with his own money? Uh... Adds to the position the items in inventory of the previous receptacle. So yeah, items and inventory. So yeah, he gets his own money. Okay. You know, has 2 bags of grain. Okay, and blue. Am I sure I want to swap out? Do I want to get rid of my healer for this person? Um, well, the first round is always information gathering. There's no way to know when or even if healing is going to be needed. It's impossible to tell where the combat could be. I guess like the military quarter could be combat. There could be some combat in the tomb. Again, depends on whether or not it can even get in there. I'm not expecting there to be a lot of fighting. I guess until I can pick out the combat heavy areas, I'm going to swap her out. So yeah, and I need to remember to get rid of 2 of these. Oh, I might as well keep these here. And so I'll just be going back on the next run. Okay, so yes, she is out. And we're going with item 2. So she'll get another bag of grain. And this is Anuket, a nursemaid. She has 2 health. Oh, and has item 4. I guess that's probably the baby. I hope that everything will go smoothly. I was happy to leave Alexandria as life there was smothering me. I heard that the head of the family, Thutmekhi, a high bureaucrat from judicial administration, and his wife, Ankas, are very well respected in Thebes. Also, their villa located in the north of town would allow me to have a living space big enough for my son and me. Villa north of town. Oh, the only thing I know north of town is the Temple of Amun-Ra, which I'm guessing is probably where she would have probably wanted to go. But anyway, let's see what item 4 is. Oh, it's a map piece. Ah, there's the villa. Okay, it's one that I keep. Okay, so I now have this information permanently. Thutmekhi Villa. Can't remember, this is the place that I found last time I played through. Maybe there's multiple villas. Anyway. Okay, so yeah, she wants to go up here. I think my plan of action is probably going to be... Oh, I want to do his thing as well. Hmm. Okay, I might circle around. Okay, so his little thing was what I did last time. So I kind of already kind of remember his thing. I might want to grab his person, like the swap out for him as well. But anyway, can worry about that later. For now, we need to focus on Unus's quest. So that's it for here. This location is now cleared. Oh, oops, that's the wrong way around. Which means that I can now move on to somewhere else. So yeah, I think my first location is going to be the entrance of Set Ma'at. I need to roll this. And again, oh, I mean, moving from the boat is free, but I wish it was clear where that was. But anyway. 2 movement units, as per usual. And that can go back in. And I'm looking for the entrance to Set Ma'at. There's a lot of extra locations. That's the villa. Yeesh. Okay. Move to here. And I guess I can, well, yeah, let's just set these to the side for now. All right. This one goes all the way up to G. Ah, there's the green token. So I know where Ernest is going. Oop. Pink 1, gray 2. I don't have either of those. They may lead on from the other cards. Alright, well, anyway, let's see what's going on here. Oh, it is on the western shore. Oh, okay. Oh, hang on. Oh, I see. Oh, so that goes to there. None of the other ones do that. Oh, that's a really annoying place to put the name for what is supposed to be up here. There must be, like, something else that makes it so that the name couldn't have been put closer, but yeah, okay, so it's actually here. Alright. So I only roll for this. If you arrive at or leave a location on the West Bank, and the time captain rolls a 1 or a 3. Okay, so I rolled 2, so I don't need to roll for, I don't need to draw that. But I will need to keep that in mind when moving from this location. But that's fine. So starting here anyway, I can move there for free. It'll cost an extra time unit to ferry across to the villa. But that should be fine. Okay, anyway. Your progress along the western shore isn't without hardship. The sun beats down, and a perpetual cloud of dust parches your throat. You still manage to reach a valley in which rests a fortified village, sitting against the side of a mountain bearing small chapels and necropolises. This village is Set Ma'at, the place of truth, where all of the artisans tasked with erecting the tombs of the pharaohs reside. Your travels are interrupted by a guard post, where the armed Magi who control any passage into the zone are stationed. None of these are required. To the left, many Magi are sitting and getting vocal around a game. Beside them, two other Magi are inspecting the cargo of a line of donkeys laden with water-filled amphora. Okay, so Unis is of course going to here to check out what this is. Have Amat, who should probably go and talk to the guards that are checking things out. So he's green. That leaves Magi playing a game. And the civilians with the water-filled amphora. Game. Agility 2. Agility 2. They're both equally good. Actually, 2-2-1. 2-2-1. They're both the same. I don't know if his language reading skill is really going to come into use here. For the sake of it, let's have Najib go over here and play the game. He is pink. And Anuket will go and talk to civilians. Yeah, let's see how that goes. I also have to keep in mind that Anuket and Unis both have 2 money. Oh, which if he is playing the game, then maybe as... I wouldn't have known beforehand. I was thinking of swapping out a coin, or maybe each of them giving him a coin, but it's too late to do that now. Again, fact-finding. If this requires money to gamble or something, then maybe I can move things around and have some of these other people do some gambling. Jonas is pretty agile. So when he's done here, he can go and play a game. Although it might need... I don't remember if it actually needs agility. I'm just kind of guessing. It might be something else. It could be charm, for all I know. Which is a shame that I lost my charmer, but oh well. Which actually could be a thing. I might need charm to get through here. But alright, let's see how this goes. So we'll start with the 3 regular cards. Boop, boop, and boop. Okay, so that does lead to gray. And time units to take items 12 and 33. Good grief, that's a lot of time. Maybe I don't need it though, because I think he might get it. Well, let's see. Civilians don't. That's just fluff text. Ah, well. Okay. Let's see what Unis is all about. Unis must succeed at this test alone to take items 3 and 12. Ah, 12 is this item. So we won't get to see what 33 is, but it looks like he can get the pass. Once this card is resolved, discard it. Okay, so he has 3 white and 1 time shield. Ew. He has to do it alone with an agility of... Well, he has an agility of 3. It's not bad. Ew, this could end up costing me some time. Okay, well... Let's deal with the other stuff first. Okay, around the 2 men, who are facing off with dice rolls, and the movement of pawns, jokes and laughter erupt, until you step closer. Then, when silence falls and all faces turn towards you, one of the men clearly gestures for you to go elsewhere and not argue. You can insist on talking to them, in which case, immediately reveal Grey 2. Ugh. As you approach the two guards, one of them stops his careful inspection of the convoy. From the looks of you, you aren't servants of the Place of Truth. Unless you have a pass from the Vizier to allow entry within the walls, you'll have to wait here for the permission of the Tomb's scribe. You can wait here for the pass for 10 time units to take items 12 and 33. Which I won't be doing. um... Whoa, how did I end up spelling that so badly? Youcca. Jeez. Okay. Anyway. Entrance to set. Art. I don't really know about just yet. I'm going to hold off on doing that for the immediate time. But that goes to Grey 2. B. Spend 10 time to get items 12 and 33. Definitely does not seem like it's worth it. And then C is just done. Water carry isn't the most restful of jobs. 10 trips back and forth over the day to quench the thirst of a few thousand servants of the community. What's most tiring is that the Shadufs are really starting to get old and wreck our backs. The administration needs to think about restoring them if they want to avoid more strikes, like those from last year. Did ancient Egypt have worker strikes? I didn't think that was a thing. Oh, right, I keep forgetting. A is the title card, so these should be B, C, D, and E. And these are B, C, D. And then E is Grey 2. Or something. F is pink 1 or something. And G is, oops, green 2. Which comes from item 1. To get items 3. And 12. Okay. So that is done. That I am not doing that. Again, fact-finding mission, I might do that just to see what happens. If it results in a fight, then at least I can pull these two, or at least just him, into it. It's not a move, so it doesn't cost any time to do it. This is the only thing that costs time to do at this point. But, yeah, I'm gonna see what this does. Oh, it does go into a fight, damn it. Hey guys, there are some jokers here who want to have some fun. You up for it? Fight. If one of the receptacles in your group has the archer symbol, the fight is avoided. Is that what this means? If you have not avoided the fight, you must immediately leave this location after the fight ends and cannot come back to it. Mark it closed by placing a white shield on the plan. If one of the receptacles in your group, do they have to be here? Or do they just have to be in the group? I'm assuming that's what this means? If one of the receptacles in your group has the little archer guy symbol, the fight is avoided. And each time a combat shows that, I can cancel it. Does that count as having that symbol? I'm gonna say yes. I'm not 100% sure on the interaction between these two things, but I'm gonna say that because I have Emot and he is in my group, I have a character with that symbol, therefore this fight is avoided. Okay, so now I know that pushing these guys just results in a fight. Which Emot can avoid. But that's not a fight that's worth even fighting. There's absolutely no rewards. It doesn't say to go to the pink thing, no. So, yeah. So, yeah, if I ever come back here again, the only thing worth doing is either spending 10 time to get this, ouch, or bringing the kid here to do this. But hopefully, if I can succeed at this, I won't have to come back here again. But, alright, so that's all of the free stuff out of the way. Still not 100% certain this was done correctly, but I'm going to play it the way that I played it, so that is done. So now this. I have to spend 1 time unit in order to roll the dice against this. He gets to roll his agility, which is 3. There are no benefits or buffs or any special abilities or anything like that. It is just 3 dice. Let's see how badly this goes. Oh, almost. 3 successes wipes out the regular shields, but unfortunately keeps the time shield in play, which means it's going to cost another time unit. And then it's going to cost him again to make another roll. And 3 again. Very consistent of him. Okay, he has succeeded at his test. It took him a little extra time, but he has completed it, which gives him item 3 and 12. And 12. Once this card is resolved, discard it. Okay. Oh, he gets a new character card. Yeah, come off the thing. Alright, that goes away. And that is now there. And this is now an initiate. This card automatically replaces the old Una's card, right? Item 1. Yeah, okay. Ooh, did he get an extra point of charm? Yes, he did. Very nice. I knew I'd succeed at my trial. The Tomb Scribe has approved my work. I'm almost a servant of Set Ma'at. I have to wait to pass in front of the ones in charge of this place to receive their unanimous support. For the moment, though, I can already move about as I please in here. What pleasure. Now that he's been initiated, Jonas and his party can enter and leave Set Ma'at as they please. So that was card 3. Right, 12 is the permit. I wonder what 33... Oh, it's a map piece. Oh, one that I don't keep. Yeah, okay, so that's why they're doing the pointy things. Okay. Alright. Interesting. Oh, 33, I guess, must have been permit? No, the pass. I wonder if 33 also would have given this? Okay. That is that. So I think I will wrap up this video here. So, a little bit of a mishap, almost, potentially. Fortunately, Amat was able to step in and calm down the guards. But otherwise, Jonas has passed his test and is now an artisan initiate. Still don't know what this one is. There's nothing that led to pink 1, and none of the characters have that token. So there must be something else that might bring me back here at some point. But at least now I know what to expect from the different things. And what to avoid in the future. But yeah, next time, the group is going to be entering into Set Ma'at itself. In fact, why don't I just do that real quick. And is there a problem with how the dice are rolling? I've had problems rolling dice in this mod before. Okay, that was a proper roll. I'll take 3. 1, 2, 3. Which means I do have to resolve that. In fact, let's just take a quick look at this because I think Ma'at might be able to just avoid it. Yeah, halt. What are you doing here? To arms. So it is a fight, but if a receptacle in the party has that, you avoid combat after having cleared up any misunderstandings. Okay, so yeah, he's basically just been avoid this card character. Okay. So yeah, when I come for the next video, the characters will be entering into Set Ma'at itself. I'll be seeing what the Place of Truth is all about. This is location 13. And I can go back into here. And hopefully we'll be able to learn a little bit more either about the poison that we're looking for, or the location where the mask might be. But yeah, again, I'm loving the Egyptian theme of this whole thing. It's nice to get back into playing some time stories. Yeah. Oh, I guess I don't need that anymore. I do really enjoy this game, and looking forward to playing through this and the other stories. But anyway, I think that about wraps it up for this one. So, thank you so very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you all again in the next one.